All right. Had some more thoughts that I wanted to get on video. Man, I got a bug that's just flying right around my head over and over. Anyway, whew, shoot. Uh, so, for what's coming after the, man, I don't want to say AI takeover. But I mean, there's really no better or more gentle, euphemistic way of saying it. Really, there's going to be an AI takeover. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be police anymore. No, because police are fallible. It's going to be robots because they're infallible. You know. Money's going to be digitized, so if you got one of these robot cops saying you did something wrong, well, that's going to affect your social credit score, just like what they're already doing in China. You're not going to be able to leave the country. We've already got TSA already established, has been for 20 plus years. See, this has been a long running psyop to get us to a position where we're controllable. And lately they've been doing all these tests, like we'll just say the virus as a test to see how many people are going to fall for their shit. Right now they're saying that they got men stuck in space and they're sending a craft up there to go get them. Horse shit. It's all bullshit, guys. They're just trying to see who will believe it. Trying to see who they can sucker. Like how much of the society has actually woken up to our bullshit. That's what all this is. They're just testing, so they can carry out their next ugly thing for control and dominance. But like I said, the AI takeover. What I want to tell people is an important thing to say is in your preparation for what's coming, you need to have some land, and you need to know what to do with it. You need to learn. You need some fertile soil. If you don't have it already, get it that way. Start learning to let Mother Earth provide for you. Start learning these things. Start learning how to garden. Start learning what plants are edible, which ones have medicinal qualities. That's how we get back to Earth, to nature, away from the matrix system that has been created. The matrix system wasn't even created by the TV. It has existed long before the TV. The TV just made it way easier on them to get their messages and their programming across. It's television. So, man, I'm 52 years old. I remember being a kid in the news where, Walter Cronkite or any of these other newscasters, they would just tell you what the news was. They would just tell you what's going on. They weren't opinionated over it. They just we hit an all-time high GDP this year, or talking about, the Detroit, auto workers are being put out of jobs because they're not, they weren't saying, this was a left or right issue. Everything's so freaking polarized now. Everything's left or right, and that's exactly the way they want it. So you don't know whether you're coming or going. So they've got everything heavily polarized. No one's just giving you the facts and letting you establish your own opinions based upon those facts anymore. That's what news used to be. And you know in your heart of hearts, it ain't like that at all anymore. That's just not the world we're dealing with anymore. It's absolute programming, and you have no idea how deep it is. Your every belief, your every thought. Well, I'm not going to say every belief and every thought, but almost every belief, every thought you have is bullshit. Most are wrong. The banks don't operate the way you think banks operate. The world doesn't operate the way you think the world operates. It's all just smoke and mirrors. It's just a big old game that's been played on the suckers of Western civilization. But in order to prepare for it, as I was saying, me personally, I've been in construction my whole life. There's nothing I can't fix. I can do plumbing, electrical, HVAC, tile, drywall, whatever. But where does that help me in a survival situation? Sure, I mean, it helps out, but like engine repair, small engine repair, I'm my own mechanic. I'm good at fixing stuff myself. If something breaks, I'm generally capable of fixing it. I am learning gardening. I'm learning medicinal plants. I've purchased books. Guys, get books. Google and ChatGPT aren't going to be a thing forever. You got to get books. I mean, all it's going to take is an EMP to knock out Google and ChatGPT. Did I say ChatGPT right? Felt like I didn't say it right. Anyways, yeah, all that's going to be gone. So we'll be back to books for our knowledge that we don't already attain. We have a lot of knowledge already inside of us that we're not even aware of. We were given this knowledge at birth. It was in our instincts, and our instincts have been programmed out of us over many years. So it's sad. The human baby has an instinct to go find its mother's nipple, just like any other animal. Puppies, kittens, they all know how to find mama's nipple. That's instinctual. And we also had in our instinct grounding, being with earth, planting, knowledge of edible plants. That came with us. That's instinctual, but it's been programmed out of us. So we have to relearn this stuff, and a lot of it the remembering will come back when you start getting into it and you start studying this. You start studying life and how to be a part of the reproduction of creation, life, planting. Having your gardens and stuff. You start remembering. A lot of this stuff just starts coming back to you. Wow, that's crazy that it's something I've never considered, but I'm remembering it. I'm remembering something that I didn't know that I ever knew. So that's pretty damn interesting. Anyways, I know to the average person, everything I'm saying sounds some whack job crazy man talk. It's been so long since I was just not in the know, I guess, that I sometimes I get kind of off sideways on on how crazy I'm going to come off in these videos or not. Like, I don't know. Because everything, it all makes sense to me, and it all adds up so easily. Like the math is mathing perfectly. It all adds up so easily to me that it's second nature, this knowledge, this stuff. But to the person who's never asked questions, man, This could really throw them for a loop. And you're not going to be able to watch it unless you have already some curiosity about this kind of stuff. You're not going to watch these videos. As soon as you get into it and you get stumped on something, like, wait, did he just say, what did he say? There's no hell? Jesus didn't die for our sins? What the hell? No, I'm not watching this blasphemy. You know what I mean? That is the programming. That is the dogma of organized religion. They've got you programmed. You will not question what you've been told. Name another thing in this world that's positive that you can't question. Nothing. But religion, no, you better not question that. You'll go to hell. Some fairy tale fucking made up place that doesn't exist, that never existed. Jesus never said the word hell. He said Gehenna, or Gehenna. That's what Gehenna. He said Gehenna, which was a local dump. He was basically saying, anytime you're living outside of God's law, you're technically detached from God. And to live a life detached from God is the equivalent of living in Gehenna, the dump. It stinks. There's throwing away food waste, discarded animal corpses from sacrificed animals and stuff, and they would have to burn it from time to time to get rid of the stench. I've already discussed this in other videos, but that's what he mentioned. But you can't say that to one of these dogmatic Christians or something. You can't tell them truth. They don't want to hear it. They'll immediately turn away with it from it. So if you're listening, if you've watched this video and you made it this far, do me a favor, like it. It doesn't take a second to like a video. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cost a thing. If you want to comment. Hey, I don't generally ask on my videos to like or comment, but I think I'm going to start, because why am I out here filming this? Why am I out here doing this stuff if my message isn't going to be heard? You know what I mean? Anyway, so as I was saying, if this information wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't be here hearing it. You wouldn't be listening to it. You would have turned away already long ago. So this is for you. Thanks for sticking around long enough to be here to hear it. I wish I had a special gift to give you for sticking around this long. But just know that you are waking up. If you have been here this long and you're still watching this, congratulations. You're waking up. Now I'm asking you to start preparing, to start getting prepared now that you've awakened. Start learning how to get back into living in harmony with Mother Earth, with our host, our provider, who provides everything you've ever consumed perfectly. She provides absolute abundance. Allow her. Stop this 40-hour-a-week shit. Dude, it doesn't take you long to garden. It doesn't take you long to raise animals. Just get you some land. If you can get some land free and clear, great. Get you a little small home. You don't need nothing big and fancy. It's just enough, bathe, shower. All your needs are met. You can bum around, do whatever. I mean, it's not an 8 hours day to manage some animals and some crops. You don't have to keep working. You don't have to keep slaving away like you're doing. It's a system that was set up and rigged to take it. Notice they keep taking your money. They keep raising taxes. And with inflation, you're going to continue having less and less and less and less and less and less. That's the way the system was established. It's established to keep you to have success so close to your reach. You're seeing your friends reach it or whatever, but those same friends that you're thinking reach success, they don't feel that they reach success. You see what I'm saying? They think it's just out of their reach too. Just because they have more money than you doesn't mean that they're more content than you. Contentment comes from within. That's not something that money is ever going to get you. I could have $1 billion dropped in my lap today. Sure, it would simplify some things, but it's not going to change me. All that would do is just amplify who I am already. And lucky for the world, I'm a giver that lives his life in service to others. So I would just be wanting to give the money away. But utilizing wisdom at the same time, because I'm wise enough to know that there's a thin line between helping someone and enabling someone. So I wouldn't be donating money to anyone who, not willing to work to better their own circumstances. I'm more interested in giving to, like sick children, like I've already given to St. Jude's and have for years. Battered women and children's homes. Yeah, I like to prop some of those up. So back to the money thing and the contentment thing. That's the way the system was set up, so that you would think that contentment is just right there. If you could just work a little harder, if you could just crunch in a few more hours, you could have that nice thing, or that thing that's gonna fix everything. It's gonna fill that empty hole inside you. But again, it's an inside job. There's nothing external that's gonna fill that. So you gotta know thyself. You gotta start to meditate. You gotta start to understand who you are. And if you're meditating often enough, if you're doing it with the right mindset, you'll start discovering who you were before your parents were born. I said that right. You will start to rediscover who you were before your parents were born. And that's who you need to become in this life. That's what this life is about. That is the rebirth that Jesus spoke of so often. The rebirth is rediscovering who you are before this life turns you into what you are now. Who were you? Take meditation seriously, guys. I gotta say, I dibble-dabbled. I didn't take it real serious. And it took me a long time to have my first experience, I guess. And after that, I've been chasing it ever since. Wanting another one. I've had 2 experiences now, and I don't know when the third's coming. I just kind of don't know these things. I'm not that in tune where I can just get out of body every time I meditate. Hell, I got all the same bullshit thoughts y'all do that pop in through my head when I meditate. The deal is, I don't try to silence them. I just kind of realize what they are. There's no importance to these thoughts. They don't mean anything. They don't equal anything. They're just thoughts. So the more I can focus on the fact that these thoughts don't make me who I am. They never did. Actions make a person who they are, not thoughts. So don't feel guilty if you've had funky thoughts. I mean, everybody has. It doesn't make you a bad person. Your actions make you a bad person. If you carry out negative thoughts into action, well, yeah, you could be a piece of shit. But so long as you're acting within God's law, living as a self, because as I spoke about in the other video, we're all one. We're all just we are pieces of Earth's biology. The fact that we're not anchored by roots doesn't make us any less Earth's biology. We're no different from the plants, the animals. We're just biology. where we are all one consciousness that's created a scenario where it feels that we're separate. So when Jesus says, love thy neighbor as thyself, he says that knowing what I'm telling you, that we are all one. He said it. I and the Father are one. I and him, he and me. That's a oneness consciousness. That's probably the hardest thing you're going to get to, because your whole life you've been programmed to believe that you're separate from all of this. And it's so hard, I guess, to really grasp it. That's why I'm doing my best to put it in words that can be understood. How we're all a part of it, and how plants develop muscle structures, and then acids, enzymes to break down, like the Venus flytraps, breaking down flies and beetles and stuff, with the enzyme, the acids in it, and then the lizard has the same acids in its stomach. It just doesn't have roots like the plant does, but it doesn't mean it's different. It's consuming the same stuff. It's all made of the same stuff, just like all the stuff that these trees and the ground and bushes are made of, that the dog's made of. I'm made up of that. The same exact stuff. We're not separate. We're just biology. We are just Earth's biology. And that's from a dualistic standpoint. From a non-dual standpoint, we are just that one consciousness being projected into believing that this is real. But we are just the one consciousness. So, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover with this. God dang, 21 minutes. The last one was 25, just shy of 25. Anyways, man, this was long. Anyway, so yeah, what I wanted to cover with the video was just how to prepare. And you prepare by getting outside of your comfort zone. Make the comfort zone, kill it. Make it a dead thing. Because you're going to have to learn to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to learn self-discipline. You're going to have to start doing the hard things. See, that's all been part of the programming, where they simplify, give you all these new gadgets, these new toys to simplify your life. So all we have looked for is the simplification of our lives. We don't want anything to be difficult anymore. But in the difficulty is where what's the word? Like sentiment. The sentiment comes from the struggle. You don't have sentimental value for that little freaking toy, that Chinese toy that you bought on Amazon. There's no sentimental value to that. What are you doing? What are you lugging for? Anyways, no, it's something that you struggled for. That's where the sentiment is. That's where the sentimental value comes from the effort put in, from the struggle. We're losing that, guys. We're losing that as a society, as a culture. We need to gain this back. We need to get that self-discipline back. And I'm just as bad as the next guy. It's like pulling teeth to get me to do my push-ups and my planking and my single leg RDLs and my exercises. It's like pulling teeth. I don't like doing it. Sometimes I don't. I do every day. I do some exercises every day, but some days it's just more than others. I struggle with self-discipline too. But I'm really pushing myself intentionally to get out of my comfort zone, because I know that that's what's coming, and that those that aren't able to get outside of their comfort zone, those who aren't willing to change with the incoming changes, they're not going to make it. There's no simple way to sugarcoat that and state it. And they're just not going to make it. It's natural selection. Those who can't feed themselves won't eat. And I don't mean to terrify anybody or scare anybody, and this is not, I'm far from a doom and gloom guy, because I don't care if I die or live. It doesn't. I'm not married to any of this. I love life, but I understand that death isn't real. Consciousness just keeps going. So, I'm in a good place to be. I think any human should be as comfortable to live or die. But either way, I love you guys. I just wanted to make a video to let you know that if you're unwilling, if you can't even take a cold shower, you know what I mean? You don't have the self-discipline to make it through what's coming. You have to be able to put yourself in hard situations. Test yourself. Be testing yourself. Put yourself to the test. If you're not willing and able to do that, you're not going to make it, which is okay. I mean, that's okay too. You just go back to the ether. You'll reincarnate again, either on another third dimensional planet, or you may come back to fourth dimensional Earth. It doesn't matter. I mean, either way. I mean, it's perfect. If you need another incarnation, well, perfect. You get another one. If you don't need one, perfect. You don't get one. It doesn't matter. It's just you can't try to fight universal law. You know what I mean? It's worthless. So, anyways, I'll be done with this video. Get outside your comfort zones. Test yourself. Purchase books about gardening, about medicinal herb gardening, stuff like that. Learn to raise goats, rabbits, chicken. Learn permaculture gardening. Anyways, that's it. Love you guys.